In the past, there was Dick Lohman, Harry Dahl, John Mettinger, and then there were nuns.
Wait, aren't they sisters?
I think they're both.
Some are one, some, this is an interesting question.
The FSPA are not nuns. Nuns are cloistered. Sisters are religious who are engaged in the community. That's the FSPA.
All right. And then there were sisters.
It just so happened a time with the announcement of Viterbo and Mayo Clinic and their relationship with the Franciscan sisters changing. And so it just dawned on all of us, well, of course, the Franciscan sisters.
And if you go way back to when they first came to La Crosse, Wisconsin, they ran orphanages. They were involved, I think, at one count in over 100 schools, grade schools, high schools. They founded Viterbo University. They established the first hospital, which was called St. Francis Hospital, the precursor to the Mayo Health Clinic Franciscan health system. So if you can imagine what this community would be like without the Franciscan sisters, you wouldn't have the hospitals, you wouldn't have the college, you wouldn't have a lot of these elementary schools, and the spirituality centers which exist here. So it would be a totally different landscape. They just really have a big footprint around here.
Anytime I've had any interaction with a sister of the FSPA order, I find them engaging, I find them smart, I find them humble in some regards, but also very determined as well too. And so I've always enjoyed my interaction with any of the sisters that have come by my path.
Stepping Up in Pink is something that Gunderson Health System started more than 10 years ago. And that's to assist with providing funding for women who have breast cancer. There was a question way at the very beginning if Gunderson was going to sponsor it, was Mayo or the Franciscans, were they going to help or not? And no one knew what the answer was going to be. Well, not only did the sisters help with this, but they also walked in it. And they've been walking in the Steppin' Up in Pink ever since. So they've joined. It hasn't been a competitive Gunderson versus Mayo. It's been collaborative. And that's what they bring to the table is instead of, okay, this group versus this group, how can we get together and build collaboration and build a better community? And I think that's what business leaders look to them for their guidance.
When I think of the sisters, I don't think of them as a business force, but I certainly think of them as a force. And if you take a look at anything that the sisters are involved in, once they get their teeth involved, they kind of hang on until something happens. And you can see that in their efforts with homelessness. You can see that in their efforts with human trafficking. You can see that they have been involved in a number of initiatives in and around the La Crosse area.
They don't just invest in things for the purpose of profitability. They also invest in things in order to get their intentions across.
There's a sister at St. Rose, Sister Marianne Geschwin, who said something that I thought was really neat. She said one time, "We show up." Think about that. How simple is that? We show up. And that says so much about what it takes to get something going. You got to show up before you can get anything to happen. And they are there in all the critical ministries and things that are important to our community.
I tease them because I said, I figured out how you guys can accomplish so many things. And they said, how do you know that? And I said, you wear comfortable shoes. I said, the rest of us are wearing uncomfortable shoes. I said, you wear comfortable shoes, you guys can move mountains.
When I think of the sisters, I think of hospitality and I think of community and those Franciscan values that they just kind of bring to the table every time you have an interaction with them.
To have the Franciscan sisters be honored for their collective contribution over a long period of time showcases that it's not just about one individual serving, it's about entire organizations that serve as well.
A quote that I have seen that I think encourages us to be involved as laity is a quote from St. Francis, which goes something along the line of, I have done what is mine to do, may Christ show you what is yours to do.
Don't underestimate those comfortable shoes.